Somebody said that Brooklyn needed a little balance. I think we found it.
Y'all, welcome to the introduction of season 5, Brooklyn's Balance. I am your host, Miss Meekz, and I got 2 guests sitting with me on the couch. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to you. Go ahead, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Britt. How y'all doing?
What's the word? It's your boy Frank Stoney from Stoney TV.
Now, I know y'all sitting here like, what? Some of y'all gonna know, some of y'all not finna know. Y'all confused. Y'all like, wait, Meekz just dropped the episode about all her trials and tribulations of her going through Brooklyn's Balance. But I wouldn't be Brooklyn's Balance. I wouldn't be honest. I wouldn't be real if we didn't sit down and have a conversation. Now, just to give the quick backstory, I have not been in the studio since April, May, because again, we do a lot of pre-production. I believe in planning it all out, putting the clips out. We probably didn't fall off of the internet until about June.
July.
Yeah, June, July. So you haven't seen a lot of the episodes. And you also probably haven't seen a lot of online presence when it's come to us together as a group. Quick situation. I'm going to say it as Brooklyn as possible and as honest as possible. I'm sure everybody's here to tell their sides and how to figure it out and conflict resolution. Somebody had older somebodies had an emotional situation that some people were using more emotion than they were using logic, and some people were using past experiences, and it created a whole big tiff between the dynamic of what was going on at Brooklyn's Balance. Somebody decided that when the family feuds, they want to show everybody. And that's what he did. Now, I'm not here to talk for everybody. It was a long road. I didn't know how to have the conversation. I didn't know if I was going to have the conversation. I didn't know if the conversation was even worth it. But in order to move on or grow or try to see what to do moving forward, we got to have those tough conversations. So right here, this is the vent session of Brooklyn's Balance. So I'm going to take it away to y'all. Get to talking. Time is money.
That somebody was me, and I definitely moved a little bit off of, well, not a little bit. I was moving a lot off of emotion when I did what I did, based off the fact that if we was to get into the situation, it's a long story short, something happened. I seen something on the internet, try to express it, but I came off a little too aggressive, like everybody's saying. I know, I understand I could be passive aggressive with how I be talking, but when everything hit the fan, it happened too fast. I felt away, and I ran to the internet and said that was no longer part of Brooklyn's Balance, and I feel like that was childish at that point in time, which is why I was always down to talk, and I always told you that, because without here, I wouldn't be able to say that I didn't grow. I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't grow as a person. I could say that I really learned how to be very more easy to talk to than I was in the past before I got here, and I know how to have conversations that's uncomfortable when needed. Like, all right, boom, I messed up, you messed up. Let's have that uncomfortable conversation and fix it there before it goes somewhere that don't need to escalate. And I feel like a lot of people like to avoid confrontation because they think confrontation will lead to something else, and it's not that. It's just a conversation. But I fucked up, and I could say that I apologize for bringing everything to the internet the way that I did. But in that moment, it was a lot of emotions going on. It was a lot of things that was happening behind the scenes, and that wasn't the first time that happened. So it just was like, all right, somebody's trying to play my mental. But I figured out what it was, and it wasn't that. And I didn't mean to. How I probably came about the message when I messaged y'all and said it, it probably came off as I was being aggressive, but I wasn't. It was a joke. And I know I have my ways of talking, and a lot of people don't know that, especially since y'all just met me. So y'all probably always think I'm on OP and all this and all that because of my internet presence. But I'm really an easy person to talk to when it's time. And I could get that my energy and everything there is very vulgar, and I even give it to you straight and raw, and a lot of other people like that, but it's never me trying to attack anybody or just come at anybody, understand? So I could understand where I went wrong at and how the situation could have played out better if we had that conversation instead of emotions getting involved, because it was just a lot of emotional shit there. And that's why when I really sat back and even waited for a person that was supposed to mediate to tell you to reach out to me, they didn't. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it on my own time. And when it's time to reach out, whether it was a couple of months or whether it was a couple of weeks, but I waited and I wasn't going to be petty. I was always down to have this conversation right here. So that's
Britt
pretty
got a
much
lot
it.
of mannerisms with her. Go ahead, Britt.
So I just want to ask a question.
Speak up and speak into the microphone and use
I'm
the voice you was
speaking.
using on the phone.
All right. I just got a question. You said it was a joke. What was the joke? You said you was joking. What part was the joking?
When I said, man, fuck all that extra shit that we was talking about, I was like, man, fuck all that. That was me joking. That wasn't me coming off like, fuck everything y'all was talking about.
So when you said that, but can you see like how we didn't take that as a joke?
Yeah, I can understand that, but to the people that know me, that's literally how I talk. That's why I said I could express how I talk. Y'all may not understand and may be passive aggressive, but I didn't come in there trying to just literally say fuck everything y'all talk about. It was literally me joking. That's just how it is.
But if it was like, I just felt like if that was a joke and you know, and you saw that we was taking it serious, that should have been the part where you said, guys, I'm joking. You didn't say that. You continued on with us taking it serious. So that's how the escalation got further. That was just one thing. I didn't know how to, at that moment in time, I just let y'all go back and forth because I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait to see, y'all playing? Y'all serious? Like, what's going on here? Because I was confused at, the matter of what it is, of what you was mad about or was joking about. That, it was just like, I wouldn't joke about that because that's serious as a family member. You get what I'm saying? So, like...
Nah, when I'm saying I was joking, when I came in and said,
how you
fuck
said
all
it, fuck all that, right?
That was the joke, and then I got into what was really going on. Like, man, y'all saying how was everybody there? Man, fuck all that. Let me tell y'all what's going on with this shit and that shit. It was like me trying to joke about it to alert y'all to it before it got serious, because y'all literally is in there laughing and joking already. You understand? Everybody was talking about how their day was going. Y'all was talking about going out. It was a lot that was happening in that conversation right then and there. So that's why when I was like, yo, how's everybody going? When that happened, I'm confused. I'm like, man, fuck all that. I'm confused as to why such and such is going on. Not fuck all that. Fuck y'all and what y'all talking about. It was never that. You understand? So.
Okay, I get that now. So the thing with me is if I'm going through, granted, we just met each other. We was getting to know each other. We was growing while we was recording, right? So the thing is, I don't know, maybe that's what you do. You're known for going on live. You're known for, saying stuff, putting stuff out there. But it's just like, before you even had the conversation or even tried to like process it, you just went like, yeah, I'm not part of Brooklyn Balance no more. Like, wait, hold on. How in 5 minutes you just...
It didn't initially happen. That was like a day or two after. But yeah, that was just after everything that happened. It's like, all right, niggas is still being petty. We still was going back and forth.
Who was being petty though?
That was
y'all
us.
too?
Yeah. It wasn't, but it didn't have nothing.
I
It wasn't her. It wasn't you.
Okay.
But it didn't have nothing to do with y'all. What happened was between me and her. It never had nothing to do with you, and I wasn't being petty towards that.
But it's a team.
I know, but that's why I said,
it's us. So
when I said I was walking
two...
away, I never said nothing about the other co-hosts. I never said nothing. I said, I wish everybody the best. I never told nobody not to watch it. I never bashed it. I just said that I was walking away. So when I went live, I even sat down the live, if you watched the live, and I got it in my phone. I never.
But it
once
wasn't
bashed
even just the live. It's also... Forget about the live. It's also what you was writing. Like,
when I was writing, when people,
status.
Yeah, people was asking me what's going on with the show. I don't know what's going on with the show. You got to ask the other co-host. That's not me dissing nobody. That was me literally telling everybody I don't know what's going on, because at that time, none of the episodes dropped that we just previously shot, and I didn't know what was going on. So I didn't never say, yo, fuck the show, fuck this, fuck that. I told them to ask you and Zay or Meekz, because everybody loved asking me if it was mine, and I always openly told everybody.
You. We don't know them.
But the thing is,
they your followers and your
but they like y'all
friends
too. My followers became fans of y'all's, and y'all may not know that because y'all don't be tapping in with most of the comments. But it was people,
they don't follow me, so how I'm supposed
they
to
in
know?
the comments though. Some of them may follow you, some of them may not.
Okay,
they probably unfollowed you if you ain't following back after a while. But some of them actually like y'all, and then I know your cousin.
Okay, see now
we ain't gonna talk about that up here, but your cousin, like I'm saying, so, like your cousin be under the post. Like,
I wanna answer. I gave y'all the time. This is a couple of things that I just want to make sure I debunk for the people. Number one is, how did y'all... We just going to kind of do it as yes and no, just because of a time thing.
Yeah.
When co-hosting, you guys were both on season 3. You had an episode of Courting where it was me, you, Rel, and DJ Marcus. Mm-hmm. And you had an episode where it was me, you, and the other two. And, those are that. You also had another episode before that. We also had a girl talk. You guys were previous guests on the episodes for season 3. When it came to me going, hey, you know what, let me get permanent co-hosts, I set up auditions. I asked you, hey, would you like to audition? Mm-hmm. You came to me, hey, I want to be on the podcast. And I said, do things with friends because I have a lot of situations or whatever. Like if it's something that you're serious about, you will audition. The audition again was a series of episodes. It was also other people who auditioned as well. We had Stella, and it was also Rel who was also thrown into the mix as well. It wasn't just y'all, it was other people. And then I had more people, but I said, let me get through this part first. You guys came up for every episode. You guys fought for every episode. I even gave you guys the homework, yes or no, of creating your own topics.
Yeah.
For the season that you guys have done and the audition, y'all probably had about 3 episodes on your own that you guys have came up with. Because on the internet, you said, Meekz does all the topics. She doesn't let us do anything. You heard it here first. They get topics.
The status. It wasn't the live.
They get all the
status.
topics. They're allowed to do that. I open it up. I give them the format. They are able to do that. When it comes to auditioning for co-hosts, I did ask and they auditioned. They went through a series of episodes. I gave them feedback for each and every one. It came down to let's let the people vote. And when they had the people vote, they won. So I didn't give it to them. And then also with you guys being a co-host, do we understand the contract that you guys signed that was guest co-host, not a partnership? Y'all know what a partnership is, right? We have shares. That means you get and you own pieces of Brooklyn's Balance. That wasn't it. You guys were to fulfill 13 episodes for however long amount of time that it would have taken us to do it, to promote, to show up, so on and so forth. And then from there, once those contracts expired, that we would figure out what's next. And you guys all had individual goals of things that you guys wanted to do. And I would back you guys as Meekz of Brooklyn's Balance for you guys to do that. Was that not the contract?
Yeah, that was in it.
Everybody has not fulfilled their contract. Stoney's the only one that completed the episodes part of it. Everybody else hasn't. So I just want to make sure we make that clear. I run a very strict program over here. It's organized. It's researched. They know that we're supposed to research. You guys, by the time this drops, I just want to make sure I say this here. Brooklyn's Balance is set up from season 1 when I told you guys to research what you were coming into. Season 1, episode 1, Accountability 101 with myself, Coach Rod, Mo, and Cammy. And Cammy to this day, who I speak to and she gives feedback all the time, every time that y'all drop an episode, because she created the blueprint. Those were the original partners. Brooklyn's Balance is a story of his side, her side, and the truth. There's 4 views of it. You pick 4 different views, whether you agree with the view or you don't. You're supposed to argue and debate something that you don't agree with so that you can learn about it. Can you guys say that we did that this season? And be honest, because we didn't. No. I gave y'all topics. Do y'all feel like y'all was well rehearsed on it or y'all was talking on experience?
I'm going to say it was 50-50 because some of the topics you gave me, I did do the research on, but it was still a lot more. It was a lot more deep diving I could have done into it. And by the time we filmed, it's like, damn, I ain't really sit there and do too much. Because that's going to be times where I ain't going to lie. And when it was looking like I was on my phone texting, I was looking up what you was talking about. I'm sitting there like, hold on, let me sit there and scroll and see what you was talking about. I was going as we was going along. But some of the topics you gave us to do our research on, they definitely was helpful in a way. So it's like, you give us at least 3 to 4 days or a week to go through this information and how to process it. So when I did it, it was like, all right, I'm going to look up all of this for a week. I'm going to go see what's trending and see who else is talking about it. Even though they're not talking about the same thing, I was just seeing like how they would do the topics or how they would answer certain questions. And I'd be like, all right, bet. Because some of these people, they, like Nadwar, he likes to do a lot of research on people. So I see like research really matters, especially in conversations. So I like the fact that you really had us on point with that. But yeah, I could say for the other half that I didn't really do too good on is because I didn't really do a lot of homework on it. Or process it enough, at least.
I don't need you to talk on it, Britt. I feel like y'all didn't. When it looks to the expectation of me and when I look back at the footage. Now, maybe I'm holding on to season 1 where it was organic. You could still be yourself. You could still research. We were able to still stick to the topic. And I had 3 other people there with me that was like, all right, we going off topic. And we were able to do it in a funny way. That dynamic was never created. So I definitely want to take accountability for not sharing the blueprint with you guys, but I felt like I gave you all the tools to complete it. I told you guys before you walked in, watch the first and second seasons. And then I put you guys through audition. You guys did me how niggas do niggas at work. You apply for the application. I could do it. First you hit the 90 days. Once you hit the 90 days, y'all niggas start Freestyle Friday. Then I started to feel like I'm babysitting people. And then I'm starting to feel like, oh my God, yo, Stoney, sit up. Zay, what are you talking about? Britt, this. And I began to get overwhelmed because I'm working a career that I'm not even in a space where I can be on the phone half of the time. And I'm trying to run 2 businesses, not trying to put anybody else down, but nobody doing what I'm doing. And I never came with that. And I felt like I was always humble. When we walk into certain rooms, we all have to act certain ways. And I felt like as I was trying to teach you guys and help you guys grow, we were missing that. But once I felt like I'm giving y'all everything and y'all wasn't giving me nothing, that's when it started to go, you know what? I don't feel like I need to do this with everybody. It is what it is. Like, if you research, you research. If you come for it, you come for it. If you don't, then I'm gonna scrap the episode. Then it just started going, I can't put this out on the internet. I picked you because I met you through a third party. That third party did not introduce us. We just happened to be in a room together.
Facts.
And I said something to you.
Yeah.
And when I said something to you and I brought you onto the show, I said, you know what, he got something to offer. You do what you do, but I also want to go, you missing out on a whole audience. If you keep going that route, you're going to miss out on these people here. So let's get you to do this too. We're not saying you can't be this person. I'm just saying get some more people so that you could gravitate them to you. Some people don't want to hear that. I can't gentle parent with you. You're not a gentle parent nigga. That's not how you want to be spoken to. You've said that. I understood that. Britt, when it comes to you, you don't like people. I could bring everybody new in here and you don't want to deal with them. Who is that? Is that your friend? And you're like, Britt, just do what I need you to do. Talk about it. Stay out your emotions. Zay, sometimes he is, sometimes he's not. It is what it is. Sometimes he could contribute, sometimes he can't. And I understand with me being a friend, when I do business with people who I genuinely care about, this is where I run into these errors where I feel like I'm left behind or I am behind. I should have done first quarter. I should have done all these things. But I take responsibility and accountability for not giving you guys the blueprint, but I felt like I did. I felt like I gave the contract. I gave y'all case studies to look for. But as long as this could be a drawn out conversation, unfortunately, because I did so much today, I just kind of want to end it right here with the question of knowing what you guys know now and what happened, and now us having this conversation. If you were in my shoes, would y'all extend y'all contracts or allow for y'all to come back and be a part of Brooklyn's Balance?
You supposed to answer that, or we ending it with the question?
You can answer it.
Okay,
I honestly would say it's a yes and no, because I still have a lot of things that I need to grow on, and I did grow a lot, but it just was the chemistry with all of us wasn't really there, because I wanted to add that in there. At times, I thought that I was over talking y'all, or we never really try to develop that relationship where it's like that Martin, like on the Martin set, everybody crack on each other and we know when it's time to actually switch and flip flop. We never really developed that bond to where we could just literally tell when one is joking and when one is leading into the other for one to jump in. We never really knew, because everybody always thought one was over talking on each other. So I feel like if the chemistry is all the way there and we actually did the homework the right way, yeah. But it's just certain things that we all had to work on, especially myself. So I'm 50-50 on that.
If it was me, I would just do audition again. Like if I wanted to pursue like having a co-host or bringing guests, I would just do the whole audition again.
Yeah, definitely.
And even if it's new people, just audition again. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, if you have a vision, you want to see it through, and you shouldn't have to, minimize your vision just to make other people okay with it or happy or whatever. It's all about what you want, and it's your vision. So if I was you, I would just be like, if this is what y'all want to do and y'all serious about it, audition again, and then have the people vote again.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
that's all I could say.
All right, so as we are walking away from this table and this new environment, everything that we have going on, we have no issues. So anybody who felt the need to get on the internet and ask Stoney what happened. I ain't
gonna say no names, but all y'all niggas is fake anyways. But
y'all
that's a different
conversation.
Y'all not his
friends. Y'all didn't want him up there, and y'all was trying to do all that stuff with Brooklyn's Balance. Just know that I know, and that's why we sitting here now, because we can have those conversations. There's no issues.
And every ear is not an ear to listen. Every
ear is not a listening ear.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't vent to everybody, because vent lead the other rooms.
Right, but we sat down. We had this conversation. Let's see what happens for the rest of season 5. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're following, like, subscribe,
Subscribe.
Share.
comment, and ask her what's
everything.
going on.
Yes.
You gotta ask
Creator
her. Creator right
of the
here.
show.
That's her.
And follow us since
Follow
y'all
us
like
on the
us.
gram. But yeah, right here. Here she go. But
Here we go.
I'll tell you about your cousin though.
But
Facts.
thank you guys for watching this episode of Brooklyn's
And
Balance.
Happy New Year.
Right. Let's
Merry
get season
Christmas.
5 going.
That was my birthday.
Somebody said that Brooklyn needed a little balance. I think we found it.